Hello everyone and welcome back to Restoring Style. We are here with episode number 3, and before I get into anything in this episode, I just want to give a little shout out to a big Steaua Bucharest fan who left a comment on my previous Steaua Bucharest video. It was a really helpful comment. Goes by the name of Jahita Andre. I'm really not sure if I've pronounced that correctly, so sorry if I haven't, but again, you was really helpful on my last video. Gave me a lot of information that I didn't know about the club in terms of, there's been a massive turnover of players in real life at the club, and also gave me some very useful information on the league structure. Now, this is something I didn't know about actually, but I've got the league table up here. And you can see that for this current season, 6 teams will get relegated from the top tier. It is crazy, but the reason for that is that next season 2 teams will come up from the second tier, and it will become a 14-team league. Both teams will play each other twice, and then after those round of games are completed, the league will then split into like a championship playoff and then a relegation group. It's a league structure that I think a few European leagues have now. Off the top of my head, I think Belgium have this kind of league structure where there becomes a playoff between like the top 7 teams, whatever, and then the bottom 7 teams have a relegation playoff. So that's going to be the league structure for next season, but of course we'll focus a lot more on that next season. For this current season, it's kind of a straightforward structure. But anyway, again, I just wanted to say thank you for that really helpful comment that you left on my video last time around. But focusing on this episode today, I'm going to bring you 2 games as we kick off our league campaign in Romania. But just to update you guys on the results, since the last episode we've played 3 games, in fact since I was last with you guys. In the Champions League qualifying games, we cruised our way to the next qualifying round. We beat the side from Luxembourg 8-1 on aggregate, 7-0 in the first leg away from home. And then, disappointingly actually, 1-1 at home. We were really complacent, but when you're 7-0 up from the first leg, that may be a little bit expected. So we're in the 3rd round of the qualifying stage of the Champions League. We've got Qarabag, probably not pronounced that correctly, but they're from Azerbaijan. I probably won't cover that game because at these stages we're just really playing sides that are very low in quality. When it gets to the playoff stage, I think that's when it may start to get a bit interesting in the Champions League. But we've also won a game in the Romanian League Cup, the cup competition starting very early on in the season. We won in the first round 2-1 against U Cluj, Raul Rosescu and Iancu scoring. That result has actually put us into the quarterfinals of the competition. That will be played in December. You can see we've got Botoșani in the next round. But anyway, 2 league games today. We're going to kick off our campaign against Panduri away from home, and then I'm going to show you our home game against Petrolul as well. So let's take you to the team sheet for our first game of the league season. So here's the team sheet. We've got Aulauskis in goal for this one. Our #1 keeper for the season, of course, is player that we're going to have to move on eventually because he's not Romanian. We've got Tamas, Pulpap and Radoi at the back. Radoi, in fact, I've also learned that in real life he's retired from football and he's set to become the coach of Steaua Bucharest. That is very interesting. I was made aware that he's currently not got the proper licenses or whatever, so he can't currently take over, but he is set to take over the job at Steaua Bucharest. But anyway, we've got on the right we've got Inache, in the midfield we've got Brevald, and we've also got Andre Prepelita. Really decent midfielder, all round, really well rounded. Get your words right. Either footed as well. Can fill in at right back. He's a really versatile player. Very useful player to have in the squad there. Tanase on the left. Iancu in the central attacking midfield role. Raul Rosescu up front with George Tukadin, the on loan man from Charlton. Injuries to talk about. Claudio Cazeru is currently out with a twisted ankle, you can see there. We've also got this guy out, Alexandru Borcenu, really useful player, so a bit disappointing that he's injured. He's injured at the start of the game actually, on loan from Trabzonspor from Turkey. He's out for between 7 weeks and 3 months with a damaged knee cartilage, so that's a bit frustrating, but he should be a very useful player when he comes back into the squad. But anyway, that is the team for our first league game of the season. We're not actually the favourites for this game. Panduri are, so I'm not sure what to make it. Of course, I'm still learning about all these teams in the league. I'm not sure about the quality. I've had a look at a few of their players. They've got a few really good Brazilian players in their side, so it should be a very tough game. But I'm hopeful that we can kick off our league campaign with a positive result. So early stage in the game, and the first chance could fall our way as we slowly work our way into the half of Panduri. Tukadin's got a chance here. He gets past the defender, but it's straight into the hands of the keeper. Should have probably done a little bit better there, but he got the shot on target at least. But it's Panduri now on the attack with Eric. I think he's one of their Brazilian players. Really good player. It's a good shot from the guy whose name I can't pronounce. It hits the bar, comes out to another player, and amazingly he misses. He should have put the ball in the back of the net there, but we survive and keep it at 0-0. Been a very even game so far. We've had slightly more shots, but Panduri are a decent side in this league, and it's not going to be an easy game to win. Tamas with an awful header back there. The guy is through and gone. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that save, but it's a good save by the keeper. And again, we just about deny Panduri from taking the lead in this game. And there is half time. We've had a couple of close shaves in that first half. Panduri posing a threat in the attacking sense, definitely. We had a decent chance with Tukadin, but apart from that, we haven't posed much of a threat going forward. I'm going to tell the players I'm not happy, and Tukadin's kicked up a little bit of a fuss about that. Let's see if we can get him back on board. There we go. Everyone is happy and fired up, and hopefully we can kick on in the second half. And a point would probably be a decent result here, but I'm always looking to win the game, and hopefully we can do that. Right, just gone past the hour mark in the game, so I'm going to make a change or two. Let's see what we can do here. Yanku's not having a great game, so I'm going to bring on Stanku. Briveld's having a poor game. He's on a yellow card as well. So I'm going to bring on Niagu in his place. Apart from that, I'm not going to make any more changes. Still 0-0. Again, as I said, a point would be a decent result. Panduri have been really threatening in this game. So we would probably be a point would be a really good result to take away from here. So there is the full-time whistle in our first league game at Steaua Bucharest. Not an exciting result, but we do take a point. And judging by some of the highlights in that game, we probably were a little bit lucky to come away with a point. Paul Papp gets man of the match. A brilliant defensive performance from him. Also a good performance from Tanase. So I'll let the players know, or I should say, a good performance. There was some positives. There were some positives. We defended really well. We had a couple of decent chances. I mean, the stats show that we were probably edging the game, but I think judging by the highlights, Panduri probably were the slightly better of the two sides, but it was a very even game. So our first league game, we've picked up a point. We've got our Champions League qualifying round for second qualifying Champions League round. First leg, all confusing, coming up in a few days' time. I won't cover that one, but of course I'll let you guys know the result. And then we've also got Petrolul in the league coming up after that. So then, we've just won the first leg of our third qualifying Champions League round game. I think I said it was the second round a few moments ago, so sorry for the confusion there. But yeah, we've won the first leg 4-1 away from home in Azerbaijan. Really positive result, and of course puts us in a very, very strong position going into the second leg. You would think now that we would qualify for the playoff, which of course is the final qualifying round before the group stages. Right then, due to a couple of injuries that we picked up in the Champions League qualifying game, I've had to change my system to play one up front. Raul Rosescu, who scored 9 goals in 6 appearances so far this season, is out for 3 to 4 weeks with a twisted ankle, which is not ideal. And also Gabriel Inache, the new signing, is out for 2 to 3 weeks with a groin strain. Again, not ideal at all. But hopefully the personnel that come in can do a job. Guilherme, the Brazilian, is going to get his first make his first appearance of the season at left back. Propelita is going to have to play at right back. Of course, he can play there. Very versatile, as I mentioned earlier on in the episode. Niagu comes into the team in central midfield. Breveld also comes in to go alongside him. So the team: Alauskis in goal. That's going to take a while for me to say fluently. Prepelita, Pap, Radoy and Guilherme at the back. Breveld, Niagu in central midfield. Stanku also coming to the side on the right wing. Yanku and Tanase and then Tukadin up front. We've got Petrolul at home today. Again, not sure about the quality of their sides, but we're at home, so I'd expect us to be on the front foot and looking to win the game. So just 13 minutes gone in the game, not much happened so far, very early stages of course, but Tanase is bringing it into the half of Petrolul. Can he make something happen? Not got too many options, so he's gone for a shot, and it's a pretty poor effort, but we need to give him more support there. He didn't have any options to pass to. We've dominated the early proceedings, but it could be Petrolul with a chance now. You can see the possession 60% to their 40, but here they come. Serrano on the ball, finds Astelefe. Oh, and it's a goal. Poor defending there. Victorious Astafe with the goal, and Petrolul take the lead with their first shot of the game. So there is the half-time whistle. We are 1-0 down currently. Not what I was expecting. Really poor first half from ourselves. Didn't create anything going forward. So I'm going to make a few changes. I'm actually going to go to attacking. Let's put ourselves on the front foot a bit more. I'm going to take off retain possession. These are the instructions I've actually got set up. I don't think I've shown you guys them. Pretty similar to what I have, you know, set up with my Bournemouth team. But I'm going to take off retain possession. I'm also going to set the wing backs to the full backs to wing backs. I mean, I want them to get forward a little bit more, support the attack, give us a bit more on the, on the flanks. And hopefully that can work out for us. 1-0 down. We need a lot more in the second half if we're going to get any points from this game. But I'm hopeful that we can, up our performance in the second half. Right, we've come to the hour mark. It's been a very, very quiet second half so far. I mean, we're dominating possession. We've had more shots, but we're just not showing any kind of, bite in going forward. We're not showing any kind of attacking threat. So I'm going to need to make some changes. Stankyu's not having a great game on that right wing. So I'll bring on Adrian Popper. Who else? I'll also bring on... No, I'm going to leave it at that. I'll leave it as that for now. Actually, no, I'm going to move Iancu up front. Of course, he's an attacking midfielder. But I feel like he's got the ability to play up front. So I'm going to put him up front and play him as a trequartista. I'm going to bring off Tukadin. I'm also going to bring on Vilkienu, who's a 17-year-old attacking midfielder. Very promising player. I'm not sure I've actually showed him yet, but he's a really promising player. So hopefully he can come on and can give us a bit of, that youthful exuberance and help us out. And as I say that, we've picked up an injury. Oh god, injuries early on in the save, not good at all. I'm going to have to bring on Gabriel Tamas, naturally a centre-back, but he's going to have to do a job at right-back for these remaining minutes. This game is not going well so far. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse for us. So I've changed the tactics to go more direct, to try and push everything in these final 10 minutes to get a goal, and we could have a chance here. Vilkienu, I can't pronounce his name properly, but it's a good save by the keeper. And he came close, the 17-year-old. I mentioned him, giving us a bit of youthful exuberance. And he nearly done it there. He's on the ball again. But he passes it back, and this will probably amount to nothing. And the full-time whistle does go. A really, really frustrating result for us. I was expecting a really positive result from this game, and you can see, look, we dominated the game in terms of the possession, in terms of the shots. But as I said, we just didn't show enough going forward. We didn't turn that possession, into anything that warranted us getting, something from the game. I mean, we got 5 shots on target, but again, it just wasn't enough. Petrolul took the chance that fell their way. They really didn't show much going forward apart from that goal. But that result leaves us in 13th place in the league. This wasn't the start that I wanted, of course, but there's still plenty of games to come in the season. Right then, to wrap up this episode, I thought I'd let you guys know that, as you would expect, we comfortably made it through our Champions League qualifying third round game against the Azerbaijan side. We won 2-0 in the second leg, and now we will come up against Maccabi Tel Aviv from Israel in the next round, the playoff, of course. I'm going to cover those 2 games in the next episode, but that will conclude this episode. So if you did enjoy it, be sure to leave it a like, and if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please do subscribe to the channel. But for now, it's been HalfbackFM, and I'll see you guys in a bit.